everyone, I am Nishu and today I am here with the last part of Kingdom Protista, which is your slime molds and protozoans. I will be discussing here these two examples. Now, if I start with slime molds, your slime molds are saprophytic protist. Saprophytic protist. By the saprophytic word you can understand that they feed upon your dead and decomposed materials. So these type of slime molds are categorized into the saprophytic protist and they are considered to be dependent on the dead and decomposed type of material, and hence these organisms are kept under the fungus-like protistans. So this is what about slime mold, that they are saprophytic protist and they are fungus-like protist. Now if I move to the cell structure, now they are made up of individual cells that forms an aggregate mass. Now they are an individual cell, but this individual cell is made up of many small structures, and they are in a group. This is a one individual cell, but they are aggregating in a form, in a place, and they are forming a mass like structure, and the cell wall in this mass is retained. They never get destroyed. They are maintained in this mass. Hope this sentence is clear, that it is made up of individual cell that forms an aggregate mass. It means that your individual slime molds organism, they group in a place and they form a aggregation, they form a cluster like mass like structure, and they group together to form one colony like of structure. So this is your what about cell structure. If I move to the habitat, then they are found in the soil. Before this I was talking about all the examples, they were all aquatic, but here first time you will be seeing that they belong to soil. They are found in lawn, forest floors. These are the habitat where these slime molds can grow. They are belonging to fungus, so where will they find? They are found in soil, lawns, forest floors, tree barks and all such places. They prefer moist decaying habitat. It's obvious, they are saprophytic protist. So wherever your decaying property is more, they will be growing in such type of places, in such type of habitat. And they can survive under adverse condition. So they have extreme, we can say that they are in a position to survive in any type of extreme adverse condition, unfavorable conditions. Any of that such conditions are favorable to it for its growth. So now after habitat, I will be talking about nutrition. Now next, discussing the nutrition characteristic feature of slime mold. I told you they are heterotrophic, saprophytic in nature. They are feeding upon the dead and decomposed material. Now, which are the material? What are the materials which they feed on? They feed on bacteria, yeast, fungi. So this is all about their heterotrophic nutrition mode. Now reproduction, they are mostly asexual, and by which method? By spore formation. Till yet we were talking about binary fission in division, Chrysophyta, Pyrophyta, Euglenophyta, but here in case of slime molds, your asexual mode is present, but it is with the spore formation, spore reproduction. Now we have finished slime molds and I will be moving to the protozoans. Now I am taking the second example over here, that is your protozoans. And if I talk about protozoan, you can take example like amoeba. Amoeba can be taken as example. Now here in this type of organism, protozoans, they are animal-like protist. They are animal-like protist. They are animal-like protist. Now cell wall is absent. Cell wall absent in them. Cell wall is absent. If I talk about habitat, then they are aquatic. They are aquatic, especially in stagnant water. They are present in stagnant water. Now next, if I talk about their nutrition, then they are heterotrophic. They are heterotrophic. And in heterotrophic, these organisms are generally parasitic or they may be predator. They also have holozoic mode of nutrition. They also have holozoic mode of nutrition. Locomotion, if I talk about, they have pseudopodia. They have pseudopodia as locomotory organ. As locomotory organ. If I talk about reproduction, by both, they can have asexual also, and in some of the examples can be sexual even. So this is all what about protozoans. General characteristic feature is mentioned, that they are animal-like protist, cell wall is absent, they are aquatic in nature, heterotrophic mode of nutrition they are having, holozoic type of nutrition they are having. Now they can be parasitic also, predator also. Then locomotory organ, pseudopodia and all such cilia and all are present in them, by which they can move from one place to another. Then reproduction generally by asexual, but sexual in some of the cases is also present. So these was all about the general characteristic features of protozoa. Now these protozoans have been divided into 4 categories, and these 4 categories are, they are divided into 4 categories. 4 categories present. Now what are these 4 categories? The first one is amoeboid protozoa. The second one is flagellated protozoa. The third one is ciliated protozoa. And the last one is sporozoans. And all these 4 types have been mentioned in your NCERT book, which now I will be discussing one by one. Now if I start discussing about all these type of protozoans individually, then the first one is amoeboid protozoa. Now by the name it is clear, amoeboid, amoeba-like organism, amoeba-like protozoans. So they are called as amoeboid protozoans because they have a false feet called as pseudopodia, which helps them in locomotion. And they are some type of predators even, where they ingest food from other type of prey. So that is why they are called as amoeboid protozoans. So amoeboid protozoans, example you can consider amoeba. Why? Because they are having pseudopodia, so they are considered in this group. Now if I talk about the second one, that is your flagellated protozoa. By the name you can understand that flagella is present, and flagella is a long hair-like structure which is helping them to move from one place to another. And here for flagellated protozoa, your example can be trypanosoma. Now for ciliated protozoa, if I take, now small minute hair-like structures are present throughout the surface of the body, which helps them in movement, and this ciliated protozoan example can be Paramecium. And last one, if I talk about sporozoans, then they are non-motile protozoans. They are non-motile. They do not have flagella, cilia, pseudopodia. None of such locomotory organs are present in them. So they are non-motile. Now they are parasitic, and Plasmodium, which causes malaria, can be example of a sporozoans, and their reproduction occurs through your spore formation. So this was all about the 4 types of your protozoans. Again, I will repeat it that in amoeboid protozoan, amoeba can be taken as example as pseudopodia is present in them. Flagellated protozoan, you can take trypanosoma, flagella is present in them. Ciliated protozoa, cilia is present in them. Paramecium can be example, and for sporozoan your plasmodium is example, and they are non-motile. So this was all about your protozoan, and in this session I have discussed about slime molds and your protozoans. Slime molds belongs to the fungus. They resemble the fungus-like of organisms, and protozoans, they resemble the animal-like of organisms. So this was all about the slime mold and protozoan. Hope it is clear to you all. Thank you.